Good evening, one and all. Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the 6th day of 10 days International Conference on Social Work, Social Sciences, Technologies, Environment, Climate Change, Disaster Management, Health, Well-being, and Sustainable Development 2023, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 76 years of independence, India's G20 presidency, UN Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns. And also commemorating 4th National Social Work Week 2023 and World Health Organization 75th anniversary in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art Sciences and Wellbeing. And multidisciplinary, international and national patronage. So before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's sessions. And request to all the presenters, those who have registered for on-spot registration, to kindly complete the formalities and share your name, designation, organization, and your topic in the chat box to host or co-host, so that we can invite you for the presentations at appropriate time. So yesterday, and previous days, we were talking about various social reformers who have contributed immensely to the various social work movements and which has laid foundation for social work. So today we will also look at few other social activists, social workers, social reformers who had significant contribution towards the social work profession. Sundarlal Bahuguna, he is a very well-known activist and also an environmentalist who has immensely contributed and advocated for the forests in Himalayas as a member of Chipko movement. Being an environmentalist and activist, his contribution was immense. In fact, the creation of Chipko slogan, "Ecology is a permanent economy," was his important contributions to the cause. And he is not only known for his activism, but also he was very instrumental to stop the creation of Tehri Dam for years. Although later on construction have been completed almost, but he has contributed globally to raising awareness and measuring, various impacts of various human activities, especially deforestation and also consumption of liquor on especially terrain and mountain life, especially these areas and their populations. And the success of the Chipko movement had a great contribution by Sundarlal Bahuguna, which had a ban on commercial, green felling in the hills of Uttar Pradesh and also in Western Ghats and the Vindhyas, and also had put pressure for a national forest policy, which is very much required and need of the hour, and also ecological development of the nation. He used various techniques like social group work, community organization, and various techniques and strategies for practicing, motivating, mobilizing the community towards the protection, conservation of the environment. Through non-violent methods towards the rights of the people and also for the protection of ecology, environment, biodiversity. Another such social reformer is Dr. Sandeep Pandey, who is one of the founders of Asha for Education, who has been awarded Raman Magsaysay Award in 2002 in the Emerging Leadership category for his work towards the upliftment of the poor and the underprivileged in the nation. He worked towards empowerment of the marginalized so that poor can enjoy their rights. And he started from the grassroots level, from education to peace, promoting local ownership of infrastructure, resources, which are based on Gandhian philosophy, and humanitarian concepts. He was also founder for Asha Parivar, and he had initiated various discussions at villages on issues related between peace and conflicts between India and Pakistan. After the partition, there were frequent conflicts between the two countries, and he actively worked on visa-free borders between India and Pakistan. He walked over 1,000 kilometers from Pohra, from the spot of India's nuclear test, to Sarnath, the site of Buddha's first teaching, creating awareness on the impacts of nuclearization. And then in 2022, he marched from Charots to Ayodhya, giving his message. And he also worked for sustainable development and for good governance, which is also one of the objectives of social work. So he used various methods like community organization and so on for achieving the set. And apart from that, there are few social activities who turned political leaders later on, and also contributed to, who started their career as activists, social reformers, social activists, then turned into politicians, like Arvind Kejriwal, who is well-known social activist and also crusader for transparency and accountability in government. He was awarded Magsaysay Award in 2006 for India's right to information movement at the grassroots level, and also taking up various social activities to empower the poorest citizens against corruption and fighting corruption by holding government accountable, responsible to the people. Even before that, there were many provisions in place, but this movement was very much evident and widespread, as he personally, when he was in Indian Revenue Services, IRS, he realized that severe corruption was prevalent in the system due to lack of transparency in the process. And he found that the common people are at the mercy of the government functionaries and the government servants who suppress information, extort money, and seek favors in exchange for the benefits or services, violating the basic rights of citizens. So, after experiencing all this and to prevent and fight with the system, he resigned from his post and founded Parivartan, a Delhi-based citizens movement which tries to ensure that governance is more transparent and accountable. In 2006, he headed an awareness campaign for the RTI across India, and it was instrumental in passing the Right to Information Act 2006. And he had a lot of achievements to his credit with direct engagement in local government. And he has showed that one can make a real difference in people's lives. With this initiative, a number of initiatives, he has empowered Indian citizens to fight against corruption, bribery, and all sorts of these evils in the system, which resulted to community-led efforts that also uncovered massive laundering of funds and corruption in various government projects. So thus, there are many, including Mother Teresa. She has served to the poor and destitute. Through Christian missionary organizations. And many others who have immensely contributed to the social work profession. So these are individual initiatives. A person like you, like me, and like any other person, if he is determined, if she is determined, committed, sincere, dedicated to bring a change, to bring a social change or a cultural change, if we take the initiation and be persistently working on it at an individual level, one day it will reach the masses, and with the support of masses, or even over a period of time, we can see the change. So as said, be the change you want to be. First, the change has to come within ourselves. Unless and until we cannot see the change within ourselves and we do not reflect the change, we cannot achieve change in the society. Of course, at times we have seen many people, especially certain politicians, or not everyone, but those who are very good in public life, but often has a very ugly side of, under the name of social service, or different activities they carry out, these immoral, unethical practices. But then that is for short term. We have seen many people, ultimately they ended up their lives miserably, and they couldn't achieve. That's why short term, we should never, aim for short term benefits, because in the long run, it will affect you, not only you, but also the community, society, nation at large. Because everything takes time. only the consistent dedication, sincerity efforts we have to put over a period of time, gradually we can see the change. If not, at least to the extent of 100%, at least we can see the considerable change that is very significant. So these all social reformers use us with the evidence and also motivation and also role models how an individual, if he is committed, if she is committed, dedicated, and very persistent, confident enough, and continues to bring the social change required or work on social evils, like this caste, abolition of caste system and elevation of poverty, empowerment, education of especially the vulnerable. And all these aspects, we can bring change. All these people are just one person initially, but later on, they have become role models for not only nation, but some for the entire world, like Swami Vivekananda and Mahatma Gandhi. Swami Vivekananda as a youth icon, as a spiritual guru, and Mahatma Gandhi as a brand ambassador for non-violence, and so on and so forth. Even we have seen many environmentalists like Baba Amte and also the mountain man, waterman of India. They have immensely contributed to the social work, also to the environment. When we are talking in the context of green social work or clean social work, these people have paid way. That's why social service or social work has a lot of scope in almost every field. It's a multidisciplinary profession where social worker has to work in a multidisciplinary team. So the knowledge of other disciplines is necessary, at times mandatory also, depending on the context in which social worker is working, which plays an important role in delivering the products and services by the social worker or the organization. Like we all know, as a social workers, we do case work, we do group work, we do community organization, we do social research, we take up social action, and many more things as part of our academics, as part of our practice, and so on, which are various social work methods. So it is very much significant, important that we continue to innovate the existing practices, existing methods, and expand our scope of our practice to more avenues, more verticals, more domains beyond the present scope of social. We have seen how social casework, social group work, community organization, social action, social research has been used by various reformers in creating awareness, mobilizing, organizing community, as well as implementing the social work interventions and how it has impacted the individuals and society. Thus, all these social reformers, workers have immensely contributed to the professional social work values and ethos in the early years of India. And these are all known as early social reformers of India who has contributed to the social work profession. And we have seen how these social reformers also started various organizations through which, as an organization, also contributed to the social work. Like various reform movements we have seen, Arya Samaj, Ramakrishna Mission, Indian Social Conferences, Mohammedan Literacy Society, Aligarh movement, Ahmadiyya movement, and many other movements, Chipko movement, Narmada Bachao movement, this RTI, and so many movements, which all started to address the social evils like corruption, caste system, the conditions of women and children, illiteracy, child marriages, and so on. And through these continuous activism and efforts, they targeted social evils and have worked to root out these social evils from the system. And these movements has put a great pressure on the government to pass various laws from time to time and to abolish the social evils. Of course, these are deep-rooted and it was not easy to get rid of them in short time. Like dowry system, it is still widely prevalent among the literates and illiterates, educated and uneducated, or all strata of the societies. Still people, ask for dowry. Still people demand for dowry. Still people give dowry, take dowry. These are social evils. And the present day social evils have also transformed into something others, like drinking, smoking, extramarital relationships, teenage pregnancies. These are all also are a kind of social evils, can be also called as social evils, because these are creating and destroying